Hello guys and welcome to today's new YouTube video. Today I want to give you a very basic overview how to move on the 6 corners on the court. Because if you want to learn advanced footwork movement just like the professionals, you first need to start off basic and then add on more complicated movements. If I would try to teach you guys everything on one time, it would just get overcomplicated and it's much easier to learn when I first explain you it basic. With that being said, let's just get on with the video. So I start by explaining the movements to the front court area, on the forehand and on the backhand side. I start with the forehand side. So what you want to do is first do the split step. Then you go for a step with the left leg and then a big lunge with the right leg. Afterwards, you just move back to the middle by doing a right step and a left step. Right, left, and then you're back in the middle. On the forehand side, when you want to move to the forehand front court area, which I just explained now, you just do on the backhand side. It's totally the same. So what you do is, again, the split step, then a step with the left leg, and then a big lunge with the right leg. And then you just move back to the middle. Split step, step with the left leg, and big lunge with the right leg. And then you move back to the middle. So next we come to the movement from the middle to the sides, right and left, which is important if you want to defend from a smash from your opponent. Again, you start with a split step, and then you go with a big lunge with the right leg. Just like that, you defend from a smash on the backhand side, from the middle. On the forehand side, you start with a split step, then you go for a little step with the left leg and then comes the right lunge. Again, this is very basic, the professionals do just one lunge, but I will do an advanced version of this in the future too. I start really basic with my explanations and the footwork I teach you guys, so it doesn't get too complicated. It's much easier to learn it basic and then go to advanced. I learned it the same way myself back then in the past too. Moving on to the rear backhand area. This one is a little bit complicated, so it's very important that you listen carefully. At first, you do the split step, then you go for a left step to the side. Then you turn around sideways, do a little step in between until you are at the back of the court, and then you turn around and move back to the middle. So left step, then a step in between, and then you turn around from the backcourt area and go back to the middle. Split step, left step to the right, then you do the step in between, and then you turn around and go back to the middle. Because this movement is quite complicated, I show you now a slow motion of it. I think that way it's quite easier for you guys to see the movement, how you need to move. In the slow motion you can see that I go for the split step, then I go for a step with the left leg to the side, turn sideways, go for a step in between, and then I turn around and move back to the middle. Now finally comes the movement to the rear forehand area. This one is quite simple. You just go for a split step, then you turn around sideways, do a step, and then you jump, just as shown in this footage. Split step, turn a bit sideways, do a step, and then jump. And then you go again to the middle, just as shown in this footage. Yeah, and that's basically all I wanted to show you to the 6 corner basic movement. Again, this is really basic, and it's much easier to start off learning basic movements and then you go more to advanced techniques. This is the same way I learned it back then in the past too. Afterwards you learn more complicated ways, and I'm going to do the same. I will start with this basic video of the 6 corners, and then step by step I teach you guys more advanced techniques that we professionals use.